What is going on, Jets fans? The 2025 NFL Jets draft class is finalized. Let's get straight into business. I'm excited to talk about it. You should be too, Jets fans, because we finally have the Jets 2025 draft class finalized. The Jets are done. Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn talked to the media, which tells you they're not trading back into the seventh round or anything like that. The next players that are going to come on in is undrafted free agents, and I'm excited to break down each prospect for you guys right here live on Jets Media. So make sure you guys hit the like button on your way in. I'm back home from Green Bay. I'm literally running on an hour or two of sleep, folks, just so you guys know. So I'm grinding for you guys as much as I possibly can, but a big shout out to everybody tuning in live right here on Jets Media. Again, don't forget to hit the like button for your boy. On the way into the show, here is your 2025 draft class for the New York Jets. Arman, Membu, Mason Taylor, Aariier Thomas, Aryan Smith, Malachi Moore, Francisca Mooga, and Tyler Barron is all here for the New York Jets. So make sure you guys hit the like button. We're going to be breaking down all the picks right here live on Jets Media. The YouTube is where the main show is at. So make sure you guys come through to YouTube and show some love, show some support on Jets Media on YouTube. Big time shout out to everybody tuning on in. So let's get straight into it. Shout out to everybody that is in the chat. Justin, Jets Nation, Jet Up Jay. We appreciate everybody tuning on in. We're live on Instagram. We're live on X right now. Big shout out to everybody tuning in live across all platforms. And I got to be honest with you guys, I am very happy with this draft for the New York Jets. Now, I'm not going to say it's an A. Definitely not giving it a letter grade of an A. I think the Jets started off this draft acing it, and then in the back end, it got a little bit dicey for my liking. But I do think what you're seeing on the screen here and what we heard from Aaron Glenn himself, that this is the brand and the culture that Aaron Glenn is trying to provide here. Tough-minded players, resilient, violent, physical. They're trying to establish a brand new identity, and this is the brand new New York Jets regime coming on in. And I think that if you're a Jets fan, you look at all these players and what they have in common, it's the mentality, right? It's the resilience. So I'm going to save my letter grade just for a little bit to add some suspense, I guess, for those that really care that much. But let's start off with Arman Membu, and a big shout out to my boy Wardy NYM in the chat. He's a Jets fan now, folks. He doesn't like his Steelers anymore. He's a Jets fan. Absolutely. Love you, Wardy. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Much love to you, my guy. And any Mets fans in the chat, by the way, stay tuned. We're doing a Mets event in August. Stay tuned. Tickets available very soon. But let's start off with Arman Membu as the first pick in the NFL draft for the New York Jets in the first round. We've talked about this many, many times, and I feel like this was a no-brainer, especially when you look at who we were able to get in the second round of Mason Taylor at the tight end spot. Because the only way the Jets were able to get Arman Membu in the first round and be super excited about it, in my opinion, is if they get a tight end in the second round like a Mason Taylor, and they were able to do just that. So you talk about Arman Membu as a prospect, the toughness, the resiliency, the ability to be a pure pass-protecting right tackle. The Jets get the best pass-protecting left tackle last year in the draft in Olu Fashanu. Now this year we get the best pass-protecting right tackle in the draft in Arman Membu. So if you're a Jets fan, and we've been saying for years and years and years, the offensive line sucks. When are we going to have a good offensive line? This is the best offensive line this Jets team has had on paper since 2010, since the last time the Jets made the playoffs, folks. And I'm serious. This is not something that Jets fans need to be biased about or overhyping or inflating this offensive line. It is set. Every single starter on the Jets offensive line is 27 years old or younger. There's a lot of upside. There's room to get even better. I think we have 3 to 4 potential all-pros on this offensive line. I think Elijah Vera Tucker is an all-pro talent if he can put it all together and stay healthy. I think Joe Tippmann still has another level to his game to improve on. Olu Fashanu has all-pro potential. We really do have a potential to have that Dallas Cowboys offensive line that we've seen the last 10 years. Not anymore, of course, but when Dallas had Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and those boys, I think the Jets drafting the offensive line has paid off. Joe Douglas, you got to give him credit, Joe Douglas, because 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen is Joe Douglas. We have a first-round pick in Olu, another first-round pick in AVT, another first-round pick in Membu, a second-round pick in Tippmann, and then a free agent of Arman Membu. So big shout-out to Arman Membu. I'm excited to get him in the building, which he was already there. Now, let's move on to our second-round pick of Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor, I'm excited about for a lot of reasons. You know, obviously the son of former Jet in 2010, and he has ties to the Jets organization. You look at what he's good at, Mason Taylor, it fits exactly what the Jets are trying to do. He can do it all. He really doesn't have a lot of weaknesses to his game. He's kind of an all-around tight end where you look at his game, it's not like, oh, he's a pure receiving tight end or he's a pure blocking tight end. He can do everything, which is why I really, really like his ability. And there's a lot of people comparing his game to like a guy like Dallas Goedert from Philadelphia. He's really natural with his movement. He's athletic. He can create separation. He can block. He has really good hands. He has the ability to create separation at that position, which is rare. And I feel like at the tight end spot, you know, you got to be able to get separation, which is rare. And Tyler Warren, by the way, one of his weaknesses that people were questioning is Tyler Warren's ability to get separation, right? Tyler Warren is good at, with the ball in his hands, running over people, but the separation is where people were worried about. And I feel like his body control is phenomenal. His catch focus, all the great things at the tight end position, and I'm really excited. Tyler Warren was a guy that I really wanted in the first round. Also Arman Membu, but the fact we got Membu and Taylor, I'm fired up because what Mason Taylor brings to the table now is a really good tight end that you can argue could be the Jets tight end number 1 for the foreseeable future. So big time shout out to the Jets to go after Mason Taylor. I feel like this was awesome because every Jets fan felt like was on the same page of wanting Mason Taylor, and when you draft someone that the entire fan base wants, it's a good feeling. It is a good feeling. Folks, we're live right now on Jets Media. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Really do appreciate you guys tuning on in to Jets Media right now. Now, the third round pick, Aariier Thomas, bro. I'm not going to lie to you guys. He might be my favorite pick out of this entire class. I really am serious. And I've talked about it, the reasons why. I'll restate it again. I do have a soft spot for Aariier Thomas because he was the first ever player I ever interviewed in my NFL media career. As you guys know, Roundtable Sports has NFL credentials, and the first event that Roundtable Sports was able to cover was the Senior Bowl. And I was lucky enough to be at the Senior Bowl, and I interviewed Aariier Thomas myself at the Senior Bowl. It was my first ever interview in my NFL media career. And the reason why I interviewed him was because we were at the Senior Bowl practice. The guy was locking things up, locking down Kyle Williams, locking down Tez Johnson, every receiver out there. He was clamping it up in that first day of the Senior Bowl. And I'm like, if there's somebody I'm going on the practice field after practice and interviewing, it's Aariier Thomas, corner from FSU. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't watch a lot of college football during the season. I get into my college, football prospects during draft season. So Senior Bowl is my first introduction to Aariier Thomas. I never watched any film on him. I didn't know anything much about him. I didn't watch a lot of FSU football. So when I was at the Senior Bowl and I saw Aariier Thomas, I'm like, yo, his body size reminds me of Sauce Gardner. His length, everything about him, I'm like, that. If there was anybody in the draft, that boy is a Sauce Gardner replica. And at that time, we're like, well, DJ Reed probably is walking in free agency. And I'm like, I would love the Jets to draft Thomas. And I didn't expect him to draft him because we brought in Brandon Stevens in free agency. And the value of getting him in the third round is off the charts. I saw mock drafts have Thomas go in the back end of the first round. I saw mock drafts have him go in the second round. The Jets get him in round number 3, and he's a press corner that I think the Jets and Aaron Glenn has a real plan for, and I'm not worried about Brandon Stevens. That guy is not the long-term answer. It's a 3-year contract, and get out of it after year 1, whatever. Aariier Thomas and Sauce Gardner, you should be excited if you're a Jets fan of that being your 2 corners for the future because he is an absolute dog, and I think his upside is tremendous, and I think there's a reason why the Jets did not even prioritize DJ Reed, and a big reason for that is Aaron Glenn prioritizes length and size at the cornerback position. Brandon Stevens is tall and lanky. Sauce, of course, is tall and lanky. Aariier Thomas is tall. He kind of reminds me of a Jalen Ramsey body type, Sauce Gardner, and it's going to be really fun to see the secondary go out there and make some plays for this Jets football team. So you guys let me know if you're as fired up about Aariier Thomas as I am. I may be a little biased just because, I interviewed him, but I'm really excited about that pick. I really am. Now let's get into the next player. In day number 3, our first pick in day 3 was Aryan Smith, the wide receiver from Georgia. This is definitely a big controversial pick amongst a lot of Jets fans. I think the big reason, of course, is it's a reach. You could have got him later on, and the drop issues and his limited route tree ability. But what you're drafting here is speed and pure speed. I mean, that's all you're getting Aryan Smith for, which I had a feeling that this Jets team was going to prioritize the element of speed in the draft at the wide receiver position, and I was proven correct. Now, there's a lot of concerns with this game outside of that, and I heard Aaron Glenn talk about his drop issues in Darren Muji, and what they had to say was interesting. What AG said more specifically was the first thing that comes to improving something that's wrong with your game is being self-aware. So Aryan Smith is self-aware that he has a drop issue, and that's something he's going to work tirelessly to fix. Jamison Williams had a same drop issue coming out of college, getting drafted by Detroit. He worked day in and day out of fixing that. And I feel like that is something I'm willing to take a gamble on, because his athleticism and his speed is so dangerous to the point where if you just give him an opportunity to have one-on-one with no safety help, he will beat you deep 9 out of 10 times. No matter who you're matching up at corner, he can literally just release at the line of scrimmage, and he's burned. And if Fields can just put it on a string and drop it in the bucket, and Smith can just catch the football, we're in business here with Aryan Smith. He can also be a game wrecker at the special teams, punt returner, kick returner, all those types of things. So I'm not going to sit here and say Aryan Smith is a steal at all, but he is definitely one of the biggest head scratchers out of all these players for the New York Jets. Now, moving on to Malachi Moore. This is another player that I'm really excited about. I think the Jets got 2 really good players in the secondary in this draft, in Thomas and Moore. You talk about the Jets were balanced in terms of offense and defense. They definitely prioritized defense on day number 3 here. But you look at what Malachi Moore can bring to the table. He's a 2-year captain at Alabama, and AG actually called Brian Branch and asked his thoughts of Malachi Moore. And if you know how AG used Brian Branch in Detroit, that's how the Jets are going to use Malachi Moore. Can play free safety. He could play nickel. He can line up in the box. He could blitz the quarterback. He could drop back deep. He can do so many things. Swiss Army knife. And when you have that flexibility, you can develop a structure of a defense around a guy like Malachi Moore. And defensive backs coming out of Alabama usually pan out. The Jets drafted one last year, Mr. Relevant, Jalen Key. He's no longer on this Jets team. Malachi Moore is a legit player. I saw a lot of NFL fan bases wanting this guy from Alabama on their football team, and the Jets are the ones that bring him on in. I'm fired up about Malachi Moore because I think he has a chance to be a starter next to Andre Sisco. And I know that is Brandon Stevens going to be the safety starting? And I think the Jets are not just going to have 2 starters at safety. I think there's going to be some packages where you have potentially, say Thomas wins the starting job, and it's Thomas and Sauce as your 2 starting corners, MC2 at the nickel, and you got Sisco at safety and Stevens at safety. They can throw in Malachi Moore in certain packages, get creative. I think the secondary is something that this Jets team is prioritizing, and I love the Malachi Moore pick. He's probably my favorite pick of day number 3 out of all these guys, no doubt about it. Now, getting into the 2 Miami Hurricanes, we brought in Francisco Mauga, the linebacker. He's a mauler. He's somebody that plugs up the run at an efficient level, and he's someone that also is really good in coverage. He's your old school physical thumper type of linebacker where he thumps you. He's not speed like Quincy Williams or Jamie and Sherwood, where they're sideline to sideline, can have really good angle of pursuits, can dissect an offense and understand where the play's coming from. He's more of that old school, I'm going to just, when the handoff is up the middle, I'm going to meet you in the A gap or B gap and just thump you right away. Really good against the run, and you saw the Jets struggle against the run last year. And the one thing I will say that a lot of Jets fans are talking about, why did they not go interior defensive line in this draft? Darren Muji said he really loves the Jets' interior defensive line right now. All the guys they brought in free agency, they feel like is good. They trust Quinnen and all the guys around him. I would have liked the Jets to go interior defensive line in this year's draft as well, but they decided to go linebacker, and I'm not going to complain. And then last but not least, Tyler Barron, the edge rusher from Miami. He is your finesse pure pass rusher, trying to get somebody in the building that can take the top, get to the quarterback. You look at Jermaine Johnson, you look at Will McDonald, he's probably going to be competing for that 3rd and 4th edge rusher position. Michael Clemens is expendable. So I think Tyler Barron definitely has an opportunity here to be an absolute dog on this Jets defensive line if he's developed properly and he can buy into the system. So I'm going to give this Jets draft class a solid B, maybe even B+. And I'm not even just saying like that to hype it up. Like if there was head-scratching picks, it's Aryan Smith as a head-scratcher. Mauga, I feel like, could be a head scratcher, but outside of that, man, like I'm not gonna criticize a 6th round pick of Tyler Barron or Mauga. Like those are just dart throws. Membu, ace. Taylor, ace. Thomas, value. I love that ability. Aryan Smith, very questionable. Malachi Moore, love that pick. So I'm going to give this a solid B, B+, man. And I don't want to sound like a homer, but I really do love this pick. The only way it would have been an A is if they went defensive tackle, and I feel like there were other receivers I liked when they drafted Aryan Smith, but they're prioritizing speed and upside, and that is definitely a big-time risk that they're making there. So Moose City's in the chat with a $5 super chat. How we feeling with the class? I like the first 3 picks and more. I get what they want with Smith, but drops concern me. Yeah, I mean, this drops is definitely going to be a concerning element that the Jets are going to have to make sure they dig deep into figuring out a way to get the most out of that. So big shout out to Moose City for the $5 super chat, man. I cannot thank you enough for the generous super chat. Big shout out to Moose City. Everybody give Moose City some dono hype in the chat right now. And I hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. If you guys did not know, I was in attendance at the NFL draft for day number 1 and day number 2. It was a lot of fun, man. I'm not going to lie. I had so much fun at the NFL draft. I got a lot of exclusive interviews. I talked to Mason Graham. I talked to Cam Ward, Travis Hunter I interviewed. Like, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I was at the same hotel with all the prospects. Like, this week was a dream for me. Like, I just got home. I'm on 1 or 2 hours of sleep. I caught a 5 in the morning flight out of Milwaukee this morning. I'm grinding as much as I can for you guys, and I hope you guys realize the work and the grind that I'm doing. It's because of you. I'm trying to provide the best type of content I possibly can, and I'm very fortunate and very humble and thankful that I have NFL media credentials and I'm able to go to these NFL events. My first time ever going to the NFL draft. I am a little upset, though, that Arman Membu was not there, because if Arman Membu was in Green Bay, I would have been able to interview him and get exclusive Jets interviews for that guy, but he's not there. I mean, that's just, me getting a little salty, but that's not a big deal whatsoever. But at the end of the day, I'm really thankful to be able to go to the NFL draft and cover it on behalf of Roundtable Sports. If you guys are not following Roundtable Sports on socials, please make sure you do so, guys, because this is where all of the coverage of the NFL draft is getting posted. It's right here on Roundtable Sports. We're so close to getting 2,000 followers. As you guys can see, we're 9 followers away from 2,000 followers on X. So if you guys could do me a solid favor, go over to Roundtable Sports and follow everybody. Go follow Roundtable Sports on X. We're literally 9 away, and we did a lot of fun things on here, right? This is where all the exclusive coverage was. I mean, look, I was right there with Malachi Starks. I took that photo right here with Tyler Booker from Dallas. We had exclusive interviews all across, live from Radio Row. I mean, I took this video of Ashton Genty right before he got drafted. This was a really cool behind-the-scenes look of everything. I mean, it was so cool, man. Look at this. On behalf of
folks, we are right in front of where the 2025 draft is going to be held. We're here on behalf of Roundtable Sports, our first time ever covering the NFL draft. Really excited. So make sure you guys follow us here at Roundtable Sports. We already interviewed guys like Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, Tet McMillan, Mason Graham, just to name a few. Roundtable Sports is getting as many interviews as possible. We're walking on the NFL draft stage. Woo.
I was able to go on the stage, see so much behind-the-scenes access. Like, this was just crazy, dude. It really was. I was able to go into the green room and see what that was like, right, where all the players were. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Behind-the-scenes look of everything. This is the tunnel that all the first-round picks were able to walk down. Like, I don't know how I was able to get here, bro, but you just got to chase your dreams, put your head down, grind, and just let the rest play itself out. We got to see behind the scenes of Lambeau Field, the red carpet. I mean, it was just a whirlwind, bro. I'm not going to lie. So thank you to everybody who's been supporting me, man. I cannot thank you enough. Moose City with a $10 super chat. B-draft for me, too. Appreciate your coverage of the draft. Go follow Roundtable. Thank you so much, Moose City. I cannot thank you enough for that. Very, very much appreciated to you, Miss City. Another super chat from my guy, Moose City. If you guys could do me a favor, go give Moose City some dono hype in the chat. Dono hype in the chat from my boy Moose City right now, because he deserves it. You deserve it. $10 after a $5 dono deserves some W's in the chat. Can we get some W's in the chat for my boy Moose City? Thank you so much, man. Go follow Roundtable Sports on X. Were we able to get to 2,000 followers? Did 9 people follow? Nope, not even one person went to Roundtable Sports and followed him on X. That's sad. But it's okay. We'll get there one day. I'm not going to complain, man. And you look at this Jets draft class, I think there's so much to like, and there's a lot of upside. And I feel like we're getting a good idea of the identity that this Jets football team is trying to accomplish here. I really like this draft. And when you're a GM like Muji and a head coach like Aaron Glenn, and you're coming on in for the first time for your first draft, you better ace it, bro. You better go out there and ace the draft. And I feel like I'm not going to say the Jets aced it yet. I mean, I'm not going to be a homer and say they aced it. I think they did a really solid job. They got players that fit their team. And I also want to say this, like, all these draft grades, it's so hard to grade a draft right after the fact. Like, can we wait to see them go on the football field before we criticize these players? I mean, that's another thing. You look back at draft grades from last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like 90% of them are wrong. I'm just saying, like, I know that it's the trendy thing after the draft. We're grading every pick. But I just want to remind you guys, let's give it some time to breathe a little bit. Let's give these guys rookie camp. Let's give them an opportunity to prove who they are. And I just think it's a really good opportunity for this brand new Jets regime to come on in and make some moves. So, folks, do me a favor as well. If you're on YouTube right now, smash that thumbs up button. Let's get to over 100 likes right now if you did not already, man. Hit that like button. We got 56 likes. We can do better than that, folks. We can do a lot better than that. So do me a favor right now and smash that thumbs up button if you're pumped up about the New York Jets, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. So someone in the chat said that they looked for Roundtable Sports on X and they couldn't find it. That's weird. Type in Roundtable SN. I just put the link in the chat right here. It's Roundtable SN is the @ That's what the @ is on X. So if you want to go over there and check us out on Roundtable Sports, I would appreciate that. I really, really would appreciate that, man. BMAC, member for 7 months. I like our new coach's style and mindset. Me too, BMAC. And look at that, new profile picture. Woo, BMAC flexing on us. Look at that. BMAC's in the gym, bro. Appreciate BMAC, man. I cannot thank you enough, man. BMAC gifted 50 members of Jets Media on the first round of the NFL draft, and he gifted 50 members on Roundtable Sports. You are an absolute legend, BMAC. I cannot thank you enough for all that you do, my friend, on all of my channels. Roundtable Sports, Jets Media. I mean, what you do to everything, man. It's just off the charts, man. It's really, really off the charts. I cannot thank you enough. Got it. Thank you, Rich, my man. I appreciate that. Let's see if it updated. Let's go. We got 3 of you guys following Roundtable Sports. We're 6 followers away from 2,000 followers on Roundtable Sports, man. Oh, man, we got to go out there and get the 2K. I've been grinding on that X account. Shout out to Colby as well. If you guys know Colby, Patriots Global, he is the other social media manager for Roundtable Sports on X and Instagram. So he's out there helping me out grow this to new heights. Richie, can you predict a few undrafted free agents? I don't even know who's available. I haven't really been tuning in. I mean, Xavier Restrepo still hasn't gone. Did Quentin Ewers get drafted? I don't think he did. Shiloh Sanders? I don't think we're going to get Shiloh Sanders. Did Ryan Clark's son get drafted? That's another guy I can see. It's hard to predict, man. Undrafted free agents are hard. You got to see when it's wrapped up. I mean, right now we're at pick 212 in the 6th round. Is this updated live? I mean, we still got a long way to go until the end of the 2025 draft. They're still in round 6, and the Jets have no more picks. I do like that the Jets traded up. That tells me that Frank says after round 3, it was all downhill. Reached for a lot of players that could have traded back. Let's be honest about this, Richie. Yeah, I mean, listen, Frank, you are definitely entitled to that take because I think the Jets did reach, and for Aryan Smith was a reach, and Muaga, you can argue, is a reach. Malachi Moore is not a reach. I think that was a phenomenal draft pick by the New York Jets. And it's just hard, like, for me to say it was a reach when you look at the Jets and they have a different philosophy. They like these guys. They're trading up to get their type of branded players. And I understand the mindset that they're reaches, but I'm just going to give these guys a shot before I write them off as busts. You know what I mean? And listen, this is not an A-plus draft. I did not say that it was. There is some question marks in this entire draft class for this Jets team, but I feel like if you're a Jets fan, you should be overall satisfied because I think the first 3 picks are absolute grand slams. I mean, Arman, Membu, Mason Taylor, and Thomas. Woo! All three of them are potential starters day one. Now, Thomas is going to have to compete with Brandon Stevens for that starting opportunity, and he's a little raw. He's young. He has a lot of upside in this league, but boy, oh boy, the 2025 class for this New York Jets team, it's exciting, man. I really do think that there's a lot of reasons to be excited if you're a Jets fan, because this Jets roster is also not complete. We're going to bring in a whole undrafted free agent class. We're going to Darren Muji said they're going to scout the UFL, right? You can bring in guys in the waiver wire in May. You could still make trades. There's a lot. There's a lot here, man. And I think the sleeper, if there was a sleeper of this draft class, for me, it's going to be Malachi Moore. I think out of all the guys, especially that was drafted today, Malachi Moore is the guy that's like, this could be a starter for this team and be a really good piece in that secondary, man. He's going to be our Brian Branch. And Aariier Thomas is going to be our starting corner one day. Maybe even this year, bro. I really do think so. And something else that AG mentioned is he's coming off a year with Detroit where the injury bug absolutely ruined their team in Detroit. And he had a lot of players step up and provide impacts. And he said these guys are going to be ready to go out there if their starters go down with injuries. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. So we shall see. I think that Quinn Ewers will be a Jet if he makes it to undrafted free agency. Yeah, I think Quinn Ewers is definitely an option for the Jets if he goes undrafted. I know the Jets met with him, and there was some buzz between Quinn Ewers and the New York Jets. I just don't know if he's going to go undrafted. There's a chance that he's Mr. Irrelevant. He's the next Brock Purdy. I mean, you never know. You never know what's in store for this NFL draft, because we're not even in round 7 yet, bro. We're still in round 6. And there's a lot of reasons to be excited about what's coming up for this Jets football team. And let's talk about Aryan Smith real quick, because I feel like a lot of people are down on Aryan Smith. I really do. I think Glenn is very confident in his ability to coach these players up. Big shout out to Moose City again, bro. All 3 super chats is from one human being, and his name is Moose freaking City, man. You know what, Moose City? You're making me want to stand up. You're getting me hyped up. I got this draft shirt at Green Bay. Had to get it. I mean, it's not Jets colors, but it is Jets green, even though Green Bay Packers is green and yellow. But you heard, you know what I'm talking about. You heard, man. Shout out to Moose City. Appreciate you, my homie. I appreciate you, homie. Moose City with another super chat. And him saying, I think Glenn is very confident in his ability to coach these players up is exactly my point of, I'm not going to write off any of these players. People be like, oh, the Jets reached for this guy or this guy, the value. Like, I think Aaron Glenn, like Moose City just said, has a lot of confidence of coaching these guys up. And what good coaches do is you bring in these young guys from college and you instill a confidence in them, instill belief, and you coach them up and you maximize their strengths. You work on their weaknesses to become really good football players at the next level. And I think there's a really good opportunity for that to happen. So I'm excited right now, man. You look at this Jets 2025 NFL draft class. I really do think that it's a solid B+, man. That's my grade. Folks, don't forget to hit the like button, man. We're live on Jets Media. Let's freaking go, man. We're going to go live all the way through the end of the NFL draft, talking about all things Jets. We have 78 like buttons smashed right now. Let's get this to over 100 likes. ASAP, man. ASAP. Let's hit the like button, folks. And I want you guys right now in the chat to spam your letter grades. Please do me a favor. Spam your letter grade in the chat right now. Love to hear all the letter grades for you guys. And all my members in the chat, spam Darren Muji, spam Aaron Glenn. Let me know how excited you are about the Jets regime, baby. Let's go. All right? The Jets 2025 draft class is here. It's here. All right, so we got the draft grades coming on in the chat. We have a bunch of B's, which is aligned with mine. All right, Moose City has a B. Jets Nation B-. Rubber Duck B. Jets Nation B-. J with the B-, just a B. Jet Up J B+. We got the Sauce is a C+, not as high on it than others. Jason's a nice B. B+, wowza. SEC Mania. There we go, Andrew. You see a common trend in the class. Oswald has a B+. Andrew with a B+. Rooms with a B. Okay, I mean, I feel like we're all consensus. Kevin's not high on this at all. C-. Kevin, why don't you like this draft class? Why don't you elaborate for us in the chat? B+ for T47. Zachary, solid B. It's good. Yeah, I think that's good. And shout out to the people that's tuning on Instagram in the chat. I see you guys. We have DJB on Instagram saying grade is a B+. I like that. GT says we didn't really need an edge. I do feel like we needed an edge in the draft. You always got to draft a premier position, man. You got to draft a premier position. Super Vulture G Trill is giving us a B. I love it. I love the Malachi Moore pick. Yeah, out of all the guys, I think he's the biggest steal. You can argue Aariier Thomas is another steal because I did not think he's going to go in the 3rd round. I thought he was going to go in rounds 2. There were some people saying that he was going to go in round 1. But you know what hurt Thomas's draft stock? The combine, because he didn't really run a super fast 40. So his 40-yard dash kind of made him fall a little bit. And I'm okay with that, bro. Like, you don't need to have blazing speed to be good in the NFL. I mean, that's how I look at it. If the 40-yard dash is what let Thomas fall to us in the 3rd round, so be it, bro. So be it, bro. I'm excited for the speed from Aryan Smith. Yeah, this is how you got to look at it. I know Aryan Smith, the drops and the route running, it's a concern, but the speed that he can provide to this Jets football team does give me a lot of excitement. It really, really does. And if they can just fix the ability to catch the football, but I do know, I mean, I'm just preparing myself for the drops that come. I mean, I can just see him having 10 yards of separation on a bomb down the field and him to drop a wide open pass. That's going to happen, okay? I'm just giving you guys it right here. He's a rookie. He's not going to go out there and just not. He's going to have some drops as a rookie, right? If you have 10 drops in college, and he was one of the worst receivers in college football with drops too. So he's going to have some drops issues, but it's a matter of being able to dig deep within yourself and fix that. And Jay Gruden, he posted a video 3 days ago about him being a sleeper for them. Now, Gruden is obviously with Barstool. He's not a guy you want to take serious, but hey, you never know. Dan says, if Tez Johnson is an undrafted free agent, do you see the Jets going after him to compete for a wide receiver 2 spot or even special team specialist in college who's very good in Oregon? He's not drafted yet. I love Tez Johnson. That's another guy I interviewed at the Senior Bowl. Yeah, I think the size, his measurables is what's making him fall. I don't think the Jets will bring him in just because Aryan Smith is obviously the guy they prioritize at the wide receiver position. But I love Tez Johnson because he was a baller at the Senior Bowl, so I do have some bias on him. But definitely go after Tez Johnson if I'm the Jets, if he finishes undrafted for sure. No doubt about it. I think AG is really setting up the Jets like Campbell did with the Lions. Yeah, I mean, the first pick that they have is Arman Membu. You know who the first pick was for Dan Campbell? Penei Sewell. So you can definitely connect the dots. And if you're a Jets fan, man, I think there are some reasons to be excited. I really do think there's some reason to be excited, man. Now, this class isn't going to come in here and just ball out and be the 2022 class all over again, but I do think there's reasons to be optimistic. Now, if you guys missed it, this was Aariier Thomas at the Senior Bowl guarding newly drafted Kyle Williams to the New England Patriots. This is at the Senior Bowl, locking him up. Locking him up, man. This is Aariier Thomas at the Senior Bowl, clamping up newly drafted wide receiver to the New England Patriots, Kyle Williams. And I like Kyle Williams. I mean, this is not me roasting Kyle Williams. I actually wanted the Jets to draft him, not going to lie. So this is the upside of Aariier Thomas. This is why I went out there and interviewed him at the Senior Bowl, because I was there in person seeing these plays, and I'm like, bro, who's number 8 from FSU? This kid's a baller, bro. Who's number 8 from FSU? I was like, looking him up. I'm like, man, he's a stud. And now he's a Jet. And I think like Zachary says, Thomas' play speed is faster than his 40 time. Exactly. That's what Aaron Glenn said as well. The 40-yard dash, I think sometimes people inflate it too much. I think that game speed and 40-yard dash speed is different, and you'd rather have game speed. When you have the pads on and he flips his hips, plants his feet in the ground, and breaks on a ball, he's got the speed, bro. And I feel like he has makeup speed as well. He's got long legs. He's got he's a long corner, which is why I kind of fell in love with the kid at the Senior Bowl. I'm like, bro, if we're looking for a corner next to Sauce, how about having someone like that Like, he's literally, like my boy just said, a baby Sauce, dude. And I saw that, dude. I was at the Senior Bowl like, bro, that's Sauce right there. That's a clone. That's Sauce, but obviously not as talented and not as gifted, and the reason why he wasn't a first-round pick. But if there was somebody that reminds me of Sauce in this draft, it is for sure him. Another quarterback goes to the Raiders, Cam Miller, North Dakota State. The quarterbacks are flying off the board. I want to get your guys' thoughts, actually, of this. The Jets did not draft a quarterback, right? There's a lot of buzz that the Jets could draft Kyle McCord, maybe Jalen Milroe, potentially. Shador Sanders fell. Maybe the Jets would get him. I never thought they were going to do that. Jackson Dart, of course. What is your guys' thoughts of that? I think that the Jets not drafting a quarterback is interesting. I think, number one, that tells you their confidence in Justin Fields. It also shows that they have confidence in Jordan Travis a little bit to be their developmental guy. And I think that the philosophy is, okay, if Justin Fields goes out there this season and he struggles, they're going to go after a quarterback in next year's draft. And I think next year's draft is the class to get a quarterback 110%. And I think not getting a quarterback is interesting. It really goes to show you they don't. And listen, Shador Sanders was never going to come here, bro. That's not the guy that Aaron Glenn wants to bring in. You talk about the mold of the Jets, the mindset that they're trying to bring in. Shador is not that. Not the football player on the field, but the mentality and the character is the concern that I think does not fit the Jets organization. I saw a lot of Jets fans like, bro, draft Shador. He's fallen. Bring him in. No, that was never going to happen, bro. That was never going to happen, bro. So I'm excited, man. I really, really am. And speaking of the quarterbacks, Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji was asked that question. How come you did not get a quarterback? So this is what Darren Muji had to say about that question.
How much consideration did you give at any point to a quarterback, and the fact that you didn't draft one, is that sort of an endorsement as to Travis is your quote-unquote developmental guy?
Yeah, we talked about a lot of the quarterbacks, obviously going into this draft and then throughout the process, and there was some still on the board now, I believe, and we'll see after the draft if we address that with these undrafted free agents. But we're always talking about guys remaining and how they would fit and their value.
I mean, he mentioned undrafted free agents, so watch out for the Jets to go after the best quarterback in the undrafted free agent pool. As of right now, it looks like it could be Quinn Ewers if he does not go, but there's a very good chance he could go. I mean, there's still a lot of the NFL draft remaining. So you never know, bro. You never know. Guys, right now in the chat, let me know, who is your favorite pick? Who is your favorite pick in the NFL draft? Please, please, please let me know who your favorite pick so far for the Jets team is. Love to hear what you guys have to say, as always, in the chat. Who is your favorite pick of this Jets draft class? Because you can go a lot of different directions, and I think that you look at the entirety of the class, there's a lot of options. So you guys let me know who's your favorite pick right now in the chat. Jets Forever is Arman Membu. I'll tell you this, it's hard to please Jets Forever, so it's good to see you happy, my friend. It's good to see my boy happy. It really, really is. Rubber Duck's favorite is Mason Taylor. Malachi Moore, Membu. Membu or the tight end we got. Interesting. Chat, let me know right now, who is your favorite pick from this Jets class? Also, on your way in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, folks. I'm live here on Jets Media as often as I can. I just got home from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I was there covering it with NFL media credentials. We're back in New York right now, grinding live, talking about the draft. I decided not to stream day 3. I just wanted to make a video after every single pick and then go live after the entire draft to kind of recap everything. Hope you guys enjoy the content. I posted all across social media all day long. Mason Taylor is Jason's favorite. Malachi Moore. So no one's favorite is Aariier Thomas, because that's mine. My favorite is Aariier Thomas. Yeah, I said it. That's my guy, bro. DJ on the Instagram chat says, low-key dark horse is Mason Taylor. Loved it. DJ B is upset that he's talking to himself. Come over to YouTube. That's where the real live chat is, my guy. YouTube is where the real live chat is, my friend. Come over to Jets Media on YouTube, because the Instagram live chat isn't as active. It doesn't pull up on the main chat. So some people are upset, not enough offense. I mean, 3 offensive players, 4 defensive players. I feel like you can't go wrong. I mean, they prioritized offense in the first 2 picks. The blue chip players are offense, so I can't really complain about that, bro. I can't really complain about that. LaSalle with a $5 super chat, my guy. Thank you. You were capping about knowing Mason Taylor, Jason's son, on that day 2 stream. I know I was. LaSalle, thank you for the $5 super chat. You know me, LaSalle. My brain was everywhere. I just like I saw that tweet and I'm like, oh my God. The Broncos get a punter. Maybe the Jets need are we going in to this year's season with, what's his name? Thomas Morstead as our punter? Who's our kicker? That's another position we did not tackle yet. Maybe we get an undrafted free agent. Richie, you got to get a Thomas jersey. I'm down, bro. Nobody's wearing number 8, right? Nobody. Oh, no, yeah. Cisco is number 8. Cisco took number 8. So I wonder what number Thomas is going to wear. I wonder what number. Yeah, Greg Zerline stinks. Andres Carlson, is he going to be our kicker next year? Really think so? I don't think so, bro. Prestige says, Richie, I believe the picks this year are all about upside and potential fits. Next year is when Glenn and Muji will go all out advanced warfare for best prospects, especially if they draft a quarterback. 100%, man. Aariier Thomas. That's my guy, bro. Aariier Thomas is my favorite, bro. Listen, I love Membu. I love Taylor. The reason why Thomas is my favorite, too, is I did not expect it. I expected Membu. I expected Taylor. Happy, ecstatic about those guys. But Thomas is one of my favorite players in this draft, but I did not expect him to get him. I really didn't. And he was falling, bro. He fell to the 3rd round. Sign me up. Jermaine Johnson also has a relationship with Aariier Thomas. Kev asked for my grade. I give this draft a solid B with upside to be B+. I really do like it, man. I think not getting a D tackle is preventing it to be an A. Like, instead of Tyler Barron, maybe went D tackle, but you can't go wrong with a pass rusher off the edge as well. Can't go wrong. Jets recap on Instagram says, I do believe Aryan Smith can be the next JMO for this regime, and I really do agree with that. Jamison Williams is exactly the type of player I said the Jets should trade for. Aryan Smith can be our version of Jamison Williams, and I think that they're going to get creative in using Aryan Smith. Go look at how Detroit utilized JMO. That's how the Jets are going to utilize him. Screen passes, get him the ball in space, because if you can get Aryan Smith the ball and you block for him and you give him a lane, he can explode right through that hole. He's gone. Absolutely gone. You can also just give him a double move. He can create separation just by pure speed. Do you know how rare it is to be able to get separation the way that Aryan Smith can just by pure speed alone? Like, he definitely is not a blue chip receiver. He's getting drafted because of his athleticism and his speed elements. But I think that Smith has so much upside, and the Jets are rolling the dice on him, bro. The Jets are rolling the dice on Aryan Smith. And in any draft, you gotta take some gambles. You gotta take some gambles here and there. And I think that the Jets are smart to do that with Aryan Smith. Moose City, another super chat. Guys, can you give Moose City, like this guy's super chat? This guy's sending in super chats galore. I cannot thank you enough for all the super chats, my man. He says, who had the best draft in your mind? I think the Giants killed it. Dude, the Giants did kill it in the first round. I saw that. And you guys remember what I wanted the Jets to do is draft someone at 7, trade back in for Jackson Dart. That was before we got Justin Fields, of course. But I think the Giants had a heck of a draft. The Patriots had a solid draft. The Falcons were really aggressive in the first round. I like that. The Giants needed a really good draft, bro. They really did, and I think they did. Who did the Giants get today? I really haven't really followed who they got today. That's really good. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. Rubber Duck says, can't wait to see what Fields can do in the air and do on his feet with this new offensive line. This is the best offensive line Justin Fields has ever had in his life. Take that what you will. Take that. I mean, this is the best offensive line the Jets have had in a long time. A long time, bro. You look at this offensive line with Justin Fields at quarterback, Breece Hall, and by the way, we did not trade Breece Hall. We did not draft a running back. Our running back room is solidified. We don't got to worry about that. Breece, Braylon, and Isaiah Davis are the 3 running backs that we're going to be utilizing throughout the entire season. Our tight end position now is set with Mason Taylor, Jeremy Ruckert as our number 1, number 2. Wide receivers, definitely a little iffy. I mean, Garrett Wilson having a number 1 is definitely impactful. You still got Allen Lazard. You signed Josh Reynolds. You got Malachi Corley coming into this season. You draft Aryan Smith. So I think that there's a lot to be excited about with the upside. And, you know, we have a first-time offensive coordinator, which is going to be interesting. A first-time offensive coordinator is in Tanner Engstrand. He's going to have to really develop an offense and develop a scheme to maximize the strengths of this Jets offense. And I think that that's going to be a really good opportunity for this Jets football team with a brand new offensive coordinator. Like, you look at Justin Fields, he's never had an offensive line like the Jets have right now and an offensive coordinator develop a scheme around him. Like, he went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, they had an offense already established before he got there. Fields is coming to the Jets. The Jets do not have an offensive established. They are currently building the offense from scratch. That's exciting. This Jets regime right now, this Jets coaching staff on offense, they're like, okay, we have Fields' dual threat ability. We have Breece Hall's home run hitting ability out of the backfield. We got Braylon Allen's bruising ability out of the backfield. We got Isaiah Davis's ability to be a pass catcher out of the backfield. We got Garrett Wilson to be a guy that can create separation as best as anybody else. Spectacular catch galore, 50-50 ball, catch radius. You guys know how great Garrett Wilson really is. You got Mason Taylor, Jeremy Ruckert. You got that 5 off. Oh, my God. I think the Jets' offense, their ability to run the football is going to be really interesting to see. Because if we're going to be one of those football teams that runs the ball at will. Watch the Jets go out there and run the ball on 4th and 3. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, it's 4th and 3. We're backed up on our own end zone. Watch this. We're going to run the football. Give the ball to Braylon Allen, run behind Arman Membu and Elijah Vera Tucker. Like, woo! Pick your poison. Run to the right, you got AVT and Arman Membu. Run to the left, you got Olu and John Simpson. Run up the middle, you got Tip. I'm giddy right now about the offensive line because that right there is something that Jets fans have been begging the Jets regime to fix for a long, long time. So I really do think that the offensive line, the upside there is just tremendous. It's off the charts. And if you're a Jets fan and you want to be happy and like, what's the other word? Content with one position on this football team, it's the offensive line. We drafted one O-line, and it was the best offensive line they possibly could have got. 100%. Now, talking about the Jets defense, right? I think the defense, I don't really know what to expect with this defense. I'm not going to lie with you guys. I'm not going to sit here and expect this defense to be top 5 this year. I'll be honest with you guys. I think this defense is good enough to win football games, but I'm not expecting this defense to be top 5, top 10. I think they could be top 15, upper echelon, in the middle. That's my range. Like, the Jets have the ability to be, I think, around 13 to 17 in terms of ranking on defense this upcoming year. That's how I look at it. I don't know. Like, Sauce Gardner, if he can go back to his all-pro self, that's going to help. If Jermaine Johnson can prove to be that elite-level linebacker, edge rusher off the edge, that's going to help. If Sherwood can take another step of being the leader of this defense, if Quinnen Williams can have an all-pro season again, like, there's a lot of talent. If Michael Carter II can embody being the slot corner that we fell in love with, I mean, there's a lot. If Will McDonald can get another double-digit sack season, I think Will McDonald is a guy that a lot of Jets fans are, like, forgetting about. Will McDonald is a guy that a lot of Jets fans are forgetting about that is low-key a stud. He's a stud. Did you guys hear Joe Douglas talk about that the smoke of the Jets drafting Jahmyr Gibbs was real? In 2023, if Jahmyr Gibbs was available at 15, the Jets would have drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. Instead, we went Will McDonald because he wasn't available. Isn't that wild? I don't know what this offense will look like with Breece Hall and Jahmyr Gibbs right now. That's crazy. But I'm kind of happy with Will McDonald, man. You need a pass rusher. You need to get to the quarterback, bro. You need to get to the quarterback. Twix Blocks out here hating incoming 5 wins. Yeah? Nah, dude. You're hating. You're hating. All right. So, a little bit more on Aryan Smith. I think that is the guy that a lot of Jets fans are like, Jalen Royals was available. There were better receivers available. And I hear you guys, but I don't know. The upside of the speed is what they're banking on. The speed is what they're banking on. Moose City, another super chat. How many super chats is that for you? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Your 5th super chat. It's crazy to think that our best room might be offensive line right now. It's true. You guys let me know, what position do you think the Jets is the best at right now? If you had to say the Jets' best position on paper right now heading into training camp, what position would it be? Would it be O-line? What position? Thank you, Moose. I really do appreciate that. B-Mac sent this in before. First 3 picks for solid for sure. I give it a B. Yeah, man. I think it's a solid B, bro. Solid B. Jets Forever says running back. I mean, running back is a strength on this football team, bro. LGB agrees. I think the running back position is low-key one of the better spots of this team. Cornerback as well. I mean, Sauce with Thomas now. MC2. Offensive line, no doubt. What else is there? So my favorite pick today in day number 3 is Malachi Moore. Let's talk a little bit more about Mauga. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. But this is a linebacker that he's a style of linebacker that we don't really currently have on the roster. Physical, big, not speedy, but strong, power, plugging up the gaps, thumper, getting your nose dirty, physical, tough. That's Aaron Glenn. That's Aaron Glenn. Interesting decision to go after him. Really is. He also can drop back in coverage and zone, and I also saw clips of him split out wide as a corner in certain packages. Versatility, man. But the Swiss Army knife of the draft is right here, Malachi Moore. That's the Swiss Army knife of this draft. Think of Brian Branch. We got our Brian Branch. This is Brian Branch for us. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to be as good, but this is the guy I think could be our Brian Branch, bro. I love it. Absolutely love it. Tyler Barron is an interesting pick as well because you need edge. And in the 6th round, 5th round, wherever we drafted him, you're throwing a dart at the board and hopefully it sticks. And you never know. Maybe he's going to replace Michael Clemens. And I'm sure Jets fans would be ecstatic about that. Ecstatic. Richie, he's Samoan. It's pronounced Mowigoa. Mowigoa. All right. Mowigoa. I'm going to get that. I like it. Mowigoa. Francisco Mowigoa. There we go. Mowigoa. Let's go. I like that. Mowigoa. Thank you for that pronunciation. I needed that one. Oh, it's ow. I'm still saying it wrong. I'm still saying it wrong. Mauigoa. Mauigoa. Ah, I got it now. Mauigoa. Francisco Mauigoa. I can't be the only one that didn't know how to say it at first. Come on now. Mauigoa. Did I get it? Love that most of these picks are from big-time football schools. Facts, Frank. Also, a common thread is the captains. We drafted a lot of captains, which I like. We drafted a lot of captions. Francisco Mauigoa. I said it right. Let's go. Woo! I learned how to say his name. Do you think Brandon Stevens will play safety or stay corner after what happened in this draft? Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I think there's an opportunity for him to move to safety, but I think there's a world where the two safeties are Andre Cisco and Malachi Moore. I felt like the Jets were going to find their starting safety in the draft, and I think they did. So, I think there's a world where Stevens definitely moves. No doubt about it. Francisco Mauigoa. See, now someone's trying to throw me off. I don't know what... I'm going to trust my boy Prestige. I'm going to trust my boy Prestige on this one. B- from Lewis. Explain your picks. All right, chat. Give me your favorite and your least favorite pick right now in the chat. Your favorite and your least favorite pick. Where do you think Aryan Smith will play? I mean, he's going to go out there for certain packages that you're going to look for. I think he's also a special teams guy. I think he's going to be a potential special teams guy. No doubt about it. My least favorite is a linebacker, and favorite is Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor is definitely one of those guys that I think is going to be a Jets fan favorite. For sure, dude. For sure. I think the consensus grade I'm seeing everybody throw out there is a B. Right? A nice B. I think that is what it's all about. A nice B. B plus. Can't go wrong with that. Right? B plus. The Jets 2025 draft class is finally here, man. Oh, it feels good. Check Nick Ferry on X. Why? Fresh off the Super Bowl, Howie Roseman Eagles came a long way. That's Eagles grade. What am I looking at? Oh, here it is. I think the Jets had a really strong draft top to bottom, solved a lot of needs, and added a ton of talent. Like Muji said, they are not done adding players. I expect a defensive tackle to be signed and maybe another edge rusher. It was unrealistic to expect New York to solve all their needs, but it's great they solved plenty of others. My way too early grade on them is an A-. Favorite pick, Mason Taylor. Least favorite, Aryan Smith. Sleeper, Malachi Moore. Interesting. That's Nick Ferria's analysis of the New York Jets draft. Best AZ Thomas, worst Smith. My boy agrees with the AZ. I need more AZ Thomas love, bro. Am I the only one that's ecstatic over AZ Thomas coming to the Jets? By the way, did you hear the call? Oh, I got to play this, bro. Aaron Glenn calls AZ and he's like, you're going to go up there and press him and choke him out. Like, dude, never change Aaron Glenn. Please. Because you are hilarious, bro. Here's what I'm referring to if you missed it. This was the call to Aariier Thomas when the Jets drafted him. Listen to what Aaron Glenn says to him, bro.
G. AZ, what's up, bro?
How's it going, Coach?
Listen, everything we saw about you, man, you in somebody's face, man. So we want you to bring that here, all right? Go up there and press them and choke them out. Right? That's your specialty. All right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I
You
got
know
you,
that.
sir.
My man.
Yes, sir.
All right? All right. Looking
Yes,
forward to
sir.
seeing you, brother. All right?
Yes.
Go up there, press, and choke them out. Man. I like that energy, bro. Because you look at what Aaron Glenn did with Detroit. It was all press man coverage. Sauce Gardner and AZ pressing the line of scrimmage with their length and size, checking them at the line, getting their hands on them early, jumping them off the rhythm of their routes. With Malachi Moore about to pick it off. Oh, my God, I'm getting fired up. I'm getting a little too fired up, bro. Let's go. Yes, sir. This draft does not need to be an A in order to be excited about it, by the way. Just because it's not an A doesn't mean it's not a good draft haul by the New York Jets. Because Aariier Thomas is such a good freaking pickup, bro. I'm telling you guys right now, this is going to be our starting corner next to Sauce Gardner. We're going to hopefully extend Sauce Gardner, and then we're going to have Sauce and AZ for the next 4 years minimum. I think that's solid, bro. Because if there was somebody that reminds me of Sauce in this draft, it's literally AZ. Not saying he's as good. But come on, bro. Come on, folks. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, folks. We're live here on Jets Media, giving you guys my Jets 2025 draft grades. The undrafted free agents are going to start pouring in. I'm also going to be live on Bleacher Report to do my draft grades as well when the draft ends. I would love for you guys to go support me over there. If you are not already familiar with me on Bleacher Report, I would appreciate that a lot. Bleacher Report's going to be a lot of fun breaking down this draft, man. And I feel like the consensus of this draft with the Jets is people like it. I really do think people like this draft, man. Aryan Smith on X. Now, Aryan Smith put this on his Instagram story wearing a Jets hat. My first reaction is, why are you wearing the old Jets hat, Aryan Smith? Who sent you that? Who is the man responsible for sending Aryan Smith this hat? You should be fired, my friend, because we need him in the new Jets logo hat, bruh. Frank comes on in. Great job covering the draft, Richie. Undrafted free agent season is here. Let's find some dogs. You know it, Frank. Much love to you. I'm going to be on Bleacher Report when all the undrafted free agency news starts pouring in. But you guys can best believe we're going to go cover all the undrafted free agents throughout the night. Because this is peak coverage right now, peak draft season. You think I'm taking my foot off the gas, bro? You would have. Absolutely not, bro. Did Cam Scatterbo get drafted, guys? I know it's off topic. Oh, he went to the Giants. I'm just seeing that now. I did not know that. Yeah, when you have to cover all the picks, you kind of like I'll be honest with you guys, I am not tapped in at all of what happened around throughout the league. I just know about what happened with my Jets, and that's kind of it. I'll be real with you folks. I really don't know what happened outside of what the Jets did. I got to get more plugged in. How about Shador Sanders, bro, going to Cleveland around 5? That I know. That I know for sure. But so talking about Aryan Smith, right? Aryan Smith is a big, big topic. I want to get, if you guys missed the interviews of Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, this is what they had to say about Aryan Smith's ability to, the drop issues. And the Steelers got Will Howard. I did see that. So this is our new Jets GM and AG talking about Aryan Smith, because the big elephant in the room is, well, Aryan Smith can't catch a football. Yeah, We know. But this is what their thoughts of it is.
Aaron, I know you said his speed.
The elite speed. He has an explosive element. When you have a piece like that on offense, it allows you to do more. You know, whether you're taking the top off, whether you're taking shots, whether you're getting them on speed sweeps, quick smokes, elite speed.
His one bugaboo kind of was the drops.
He does.
So what makes you confident that can be something that's fixed?
There's things we can improve, help him to improve those drops, but that is an element of his game. But the elite speed is a hard trait, to pass on. And you see at the end of yesterday, you kind of see these things go on runs, right? At the end of yesterday, I think Minnesota took the kid from Maryland, felt in a speed piece, and then we opened the day with like 3 speed players going in a row. You get a run on these speed guys because everyone's looking for speed in this league to add that element.
And I would say, just to elaborate on that, the one thing that this player is very self-aware, and I think it starts there. And he knows he has to get better at that. And I've lived through this with Jameson Williams. Like the first thing, when he came into the league, everybody talked about his drops. And he worked on it like tirelessly every day in practice. And I see this player doing the same thing. So if you're self-aware and you understand that you have an issue and you know you can get better, all right, that's the start. So I know this player's going to get better at that.
And he had a good week at the Senior Bowl as well. So he's impressed. Good Senior Bowl, good pro day. We saw a lot of good things on film. So really excited about Aryan.
Yeah, I mean, hearing that, it should get you a little bit more confidence and more of the philosophy and the perspective of the Jets brass of why they drafted Aryan. I think what Aaron Glenn had to say speaks volumes, that the first thing is you got to recognize yourself that there's an issue. You got to be self-aware. If he was ignorant and he's like, I don't got a drop issue, bro, this is a fluke. I don't have it. So obviously Aryan, when in the interviews they had with him, they asked him, hey, what's going on with these drops? I'm sure he was holding himself accountable, like, yes, I am aware I have a drop issue. I'm tirelessly working on it. And Jameson Williams had that same issue. So I do like that philosophy and that perspective, man. I like it. I do like it. I'm excited, man. And if you're a Jets fan and you're looking at what the upside of Aryan Smith is, I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of upside with his game because speed kills, folks. Speed kills in the NFL, man. Now, Malachi Moore is another name that I absolutely love. So let's hear what AG had to say about Malachi Moore, the defensive back that the Jets brought in from Alabama.
Listen, Malachi was a guy that I talked to Brian Branch before the draft, and like he gave me some really good insight on that player. Actually, he was the starter right before Branch actually made him get the job. He had an injury. So, and him being the captain, that tells what he is. All right. So he's going to come in and have a chance to compete for a safety spot. When you come to listen.
So absolutely love to hear that. I think he also has something else to say.
Malachi Moore is a guy we targeted. Obviously a very instinctive, tough player. He was a team captain. He's made of the right stuff at safety. He was the guy we really coveted and kind of targeted early in the day.
With the conversation with Brian Branch,
Yep.
are you looking for information about the guy or the player? Like where?
Oh, a little bit of both. When you ask that, because he's been around more than we have.
Right.
So he understands who he is as a person and then as a player. The first thing that came out of his mouth was dog. And listen, when you hear that, I mean, shoot, that gets you excited about the player. And then being a chance to watch him on tape and see exactly how he operates, man, listen, he fits us to a T. So I'm excited to have that player again. He has some versatility, and I see him being utilized just like that.
With the conversation.
So obviously the Jets are very high on Malachi Moore. And the fact that they called Brian Branch to pick his brain, I really do like that. I really do like that a lot. King Jamie the Mad is in the chat. My man, Richie, this getting me hyped like every draft, bro. The difference is I totally trust the coaching the Jets have this time. Let's freaking go. I agree, man. The coaching is different. Obviously, we have to see them actually prove themselves before we think that they're great coaches. I think there's a lot of reasons to believe they're great coaches. I really, really do. They say the right things. They're about the right things. I don't know, man. We'll see. Yes, Glenn will be a tough, good coach. I used to see him play back in the day, a Parcells. Yeah, man, like you could tell there's Bill Parcells in him, bro. There is Bill Parcells in this guy, 110%. And I think that is exactly what this Jets team needs, is that tough-minded I love it. It's what the Jets have lacked for a long time. Robert Saleh did not bring that. He wanted to bring violence and toughness, but didn't work out. So I'm looking at the draft right now. Tez Johnson still available. Logan Brown, offensive tackle, still available. Quinn Ewers, of course. Like Quinn Allen, the running back from Syracuse. I wonder which players are going to go undrafted. Because Xavier Restrepo is also still not drafted. That's very interesting. Jared Ivey, the edge from Ole Miss, is not drafted. Isaiah Bond is not drafted yet. So I wonder who the Jets are going to target when it comes to the undrafted free agent pool, man. Let's go. First reaction grade your draft and way too early regular season prediction. Yeah, I mean, I already graded the draft for the Jets. My grade is a B, B+, leaning towards B+. And win prediction, way too early. I'm going to say 8 and 9 is where I'm at with this team. I'm not going to be, delusional and say we're going to go win 10 games. I think there's a chance we go 7 and 10. I think there's a chance we go 9 and 8. Yeah, of course there's an opportunity to go 10 and 7, but I'm going to keep my expectations realistic. I don't know. What do you guys think? Record predictions? I think that this team has a chance. If Justin Fields clicks and the coach really establishes himself, I think 8 and 9 is a solid season. Now, could this season go a little south? Could we win only 6 games? Yeah. 7. Yeah, I get that. Like, this is a new coaching staff trying to establish a new identity. So I don't think this season's going to be perfect. I think there's going to be a lot of bumps in the way. And I think it's going to be about how this Jets team responds to the bumps, how they respond to resolve, right? How are they able to get over a losing streak? Oh, we lost 3 in a row. Okay, how do we respond? You feel me? And I'm excited about that. I think that's something that this Jets team's got to figure out how to establish that resilient mindset, because that's the quality that Aaron Glenn is trying to bring here, is the resilience trait, the resilience factor. So we shall see, man. We shall see. It's way too early for predictions. You think 2 to 3 wins, bro? Wow. Change your name from the Jets motivator to the Jets non-motivator. You hate this draft class? I don't know. From an outside looking in point of view, I can actually feel the culture being accepted and morphed into something new in the entire Jets thing. It literally feels like something big is coming. We'll see. Wow, brother Richie. Nah, I mean, listen, you're being realistic from your perspective. I can't lie. You are entitled to feel like this. I don't hate this draft. I never said that. You said this draft was hot crust buns. Isn't that the same thing as saying you hate the class? So elaborate. What do you think of this class then? What's your grade of it? Yes, we got to let it play out. If our defense can play good, it will keep us in the game. Absolutely. Empire State Construction, LLC, my man. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Richie, I think 5 to 6 wins realistically, but this is all about culture this year, not big wins. Glenn knows we aren't ready yet. We got to see it first. We're going to win now. Fields has to be great. Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. We cannot go into the season with the expectation that we're going to flip the script immediately. And I hope that Jets fans have that mindset. And I also hope that, who am I to say this? Hope that this is definitely not going to be the case. Oh my God, the Dolphins just drafted Quinn Ewers. The Dolphins just drafted Quinn Ewers. Wow. That's breaking. So you got a quarterback room of Tua, Zach Wilson, and Quinn Ewers. Interesting. Some people wanted the Jets to draft him. Some people want to bring him in an undrafted free agency. He goes to Miami. Wow. What are you guys' thoughts of that? What's TD thinking? Keith the Change in the chat. My boy. Appreciate you, man. I was all in until the Smith pick. I think that might have been a reach. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the draft. Yeah, I think that's definitely one of those picks that some people have a head scratcher. It's definitely him. It's definitely him. They are looking at the upside of Aryan Smith over anything else. The upside of Aryan Smith over anything else, 110%. Let's go. Let me know your thoughts right now in the chat. Quinn Ewers goes to the Miami Dolphins, bro. Wow. All right, folks. I think I'm going to wrap up the show. Exhausted, and I got to do a Bleacher Report show after the draft is done, and then undrafted free agency is going to start. So I'm going to end this show. Expect me to cover the undrafted free agency pool later on the show. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed to Jets Media, make sure you do that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Jets Media live show. I tried to make as much content as I could all throughout the 2025 NFL Draft. My grade is B+. Let me know your grades in the comment section down below when the stream's all wrapped up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Can't thank you guys enough as always. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And, I'm tired. I'll say that much, guys. I'm running on like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. I drove from Green Bay to Milwaukee last night. I got to Milwaukee at 1 in the morning, and I didn't even have a hotel. I was sleeping in the airport. Barely was sleeping. Took a 5 a.m. flight out of Milwaukee. Landed in New York at 8 a.m. this morning. Took a nap, but then woke up. I literally took a nap on my couch, and I woke up to the Jets on the clock and then drafting Aryan Smith. Just to give you a little context of I'm running on no sleep right now, man. No sleep whatsoever. So give me some slack, but I'm trying to grind and provide as much content as I possibly can with quality. Great show. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for the hustle. Appreciate that, MJ. Really do. We have a 7-win team. If things go well, players overperform, we get to 9. Yeah, I think that's a really realistic take right there. Appreciate that take. So I'm out of here, folks. Love you guys. I'll see you later tonight, man. Let's go Jets. Jet up, baby.